What's your story? Morning glory, out of bed, sleepyhead. I grew up in Wichita, Kansas. Moved to Miami for college. Studied at University of Miami. I graduated early at the age of 20. Decided to go to Los Angeles and pursue hosting. Within maybe a couple months of moving out to LA, I was really fortunate and I booked a couple of jobs. And my first few jobs were working for new media companies, hosting for new media companies. I was working for AT&T YouTubers and just a variety of other like cell phone providers and web companies. Through that, I realized that I could start making my own content that wasn't necessarily me just sitting in front of a camera talking or presenting. My first video I ever made was a love song for Hillary Clinton. It really sparked this thing in me where I realized that I had an audience that I could reach through creating my own videos. So September 2012 is when I decided to launch my YouTube channel and make weekly videos. Rain or shine, depressed or not depressed, I was gonna do it and make it a priority. So the biggest advice I have for people that want to be YouTubers is learn how to edit and learn how to edit well. Really good editing can oftentimes make up for really bad acting. And you will never find an editor that's better than you. It's the truth, because editing is half of the directing. As you're editing, you'll see what is inauthentic. You'll see what isn't working. And as you keep shooting, you'll just get better and better. But I think it all comes from sitting down and actually editing your own material. That's how you get better. Because you start seeing yourself in 1920 by 1080 pixels. And it always ain't pretty. Like any given day, there's a wealth of opportunities that come up in entertainment. It's like, at the drop of a hat, your whole life can change. If you get that job and you don't know if you'll get the job until the next day, you're under contract to maybe move somewhere and do something else entirely with your life for the next 6 years. And similarly, like there's other opportunities that always come up and you have that choice. Do I say yes or do I say no? And you have to look at things as an entrepreneur and a business person, and that's really hard to do because you're also trying to sell yourself as a talent, and so you have to really step back and look at what you're offering. It should always be what makes me special and unique and what can I demonstrate to an audience. And that's also very hard because usually that's the intimate stuff that you don't really want to share about yourself. So it's about being really honest and authentic. I watch some of my vlogs. You can tell the difference between the ones where I'm trying to do something that I think people will like versus what's just me. I'm so much more proud of the ones that are real and authentic versus I'm trying to be funny girl. Haha, watch me and laugh. I started off in Actor Head, which was Actor World, which is trying to figure out what people want to watch on YouTube and trying to fit that mold, almost like I'm auditioning for a part. And when it comes to YouTube, I just have to figure out what makes me unique and different and what makes me funny. Vlogging about totally fictional stuff or stuff that's totally real, it's perceived the same way if you're doing it comedically, which is that it's almost like you have to look at yourself like a comedian. But I think all YouTubers that are in the field of comedy and are vlogging about themselves need to look at themselves as comedians. You are a commentator on human behavior and social behavior, and therefore you have to be willing to get into some rather uncomfortable things. The biggest challenge I have now, which I think is actually something that was more of a challenge a year or two ago, it's the constant uncertainty, knowing if I'm investing my time into the right things, and you just have to sort of trust in whatever direction that you've chosen to go in. But I know for a while that was a really tough challenge for me, and I found it hard to kind of plan out my life. And now I really trust kind of my instincts and my gut, and I take a lot of time off, and sometimes it results in me missing out on opportunities, but I feel like it's worth it. I love what I'm doing right now. When people ask me what I want to do, I'd love to just keep doing what I'm doing right now in a bigger way and just expand upon it. And I think a lot of that will come as I grow an audience. I feel like I'm so blessed. I'm doing exactly what I always wanted to do. I work on my own schedule. I take time off when I want. It's pretty awesome. I just love to explore and be curious about stuff, and I feel like my job allows me to do that and gives me the freedom to do that anytime that I want.